Cool. Well, thank you to everyone out there that's joining us right now. We're excited that Ryan joined us this week. But what we're going to talk about is buying a house. And I'm going to figure out how I can share my screen. You'd think I would know how to do that by now. But what kind of house? You'll find out. No. So we have a home buying series, video series on YouTube. You guys can check it out at bit.ly/MovementToTexas buy. And today we're talking about new construction. So Ryan, do you want to dig into the new construction before we hop into our top 5 tips for buying new?
Yeah, I'd love to. It's kind of interesting that, as a small team, we actually have a ton of experience with assisting buyers with new construction homes. And I think we've had a lot of success doing that because we, as a group, have shared our best practices. And one thing that we've noticed, or several things that we've noticed about new construction, is our clients always tell us if they go there alone, there are a few things they're told right off the bat. 1, you don't need an agent. 2, you don't need to have inspections. And 3, what's third? There's probably a third one out there.
I think they either get the price is the price, or they can get a discount.
That's my favorite one is, hey, I'm going to knock off X amount or throw in this, this package of appliances or something right off the bat. And what we've come to realize is that is never the best deal that they have to offer. So it's always just something that we kind of chuckle about.
Chuckle. That's a good characterization of what we're actually doing. So we'll dig into our top 5 tips for buying new. We probably have 35 tips or 3,500 tips, but we've narrowed it down to 5 to give you guys this week. So Nikki, do your research.
Yeah, so this is my favorite part. So as Ryan was saying, when you go in, they're going to tell you don't need an agent. You absolutely do, because one of the best things about doing your research is you can either try to do it all on your own or you can have your agent help you do it. Something I always recommend, and all of us on the team always recommend, is driving by some of the older builds in the communities that that builder has done. And just taking a look from the outside and seeing what they look like on the outside, what kind of shape and condition they're in. And then your agent can do the research with taking a look at what those homes have actually sold for in the past and kind of giving you an idea of how many days they've spent on the market. Did they ever drop the price? If they sat on the market for a little bit longer, and just having that information before you make an offer on the home when you move forward is extremely beneficial.
For sure. And even all of that is great. I would also say Google the builder and see what comes up too. Just a thought. Cool. If you guys have any questions as we go through this about buying a home or specifically buying new construction, drop them in the comments so that we can answer them. That is always very much appreciated. So what is inventory or picking a lot, Ryan?
So there are really 2 options when you're talking about new construction. An inventory home is a home that has already been completed, and generally the builder is going to choose the finishes that they feel are going to attract the broadest number of buyers. So it's going to be nothing too specific to one person's taste. Now, the beauty of an inventory home is, since it's already completed, you're going to have a lot more negotiating power when it comes to price. Now, the other option that you have when you're looking at new construction homes is really picking the exact lot, the floor plan, all of the finishes from beginning to end. And while that is going to put you in a home that is tailored to your specific preferences, it does take away some of that negotiating power that you would have compared to an inventory home. So one thing that I recommend to clients going into a new construction home search is try to understand what's most important to you. Do you want to have the best possible price, or do you want to tailor the home to your specific tastes? And understanding that on the front end is going to make the search a lot easier for you.
Yeah, for sure. And I think something too, to tie kind of the doing your research and inventory versus like picking and building your own home, is depending on the builders, sometimes even if the home hasn't been built yet, all the finishes have already been chosen. So understanding that with the builder from the front end is really important. Because sometimes you're like, oh, okay, the home hasn't been built. I'll get to pick everything. Let me buy this one. But then like everything's already been chosen. So
Yeah.
along the same lines of picking a lot and building your home are upgrades. So Nikki, what can you talk about as far as upgrades go?
Yeah, so Ryan kind of already touched on it a little bit, and y'all were discussing, they're going to have kind of standard finishes. So you'll get a spec sheet and know exactly, what is going to be coming standard versus what are going to be upgrades. So again, Ryan kind of talked about at the very beginning, like when you walk in and they tell you you don't need an agent, and they tell you, oh, we're going to throw in this kind of package of appliances for you. It could already be the standard appliance package, and they might be just wording it that it's going to be something like an upgrade. So knowing what's going to be standard and come with it, and knowing what's going to be upgrades, there's different levels of upgrades, and then depending on which phase of the construction it is in, will kind of decide what you're able to tailor and what you're not.
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the things too, as far as upgrades go, is something that we always caution our clients is not to over improve your home. Because especially, in some of the larger neighborhoods, say if you're on Humble or Katy or Spring, they have these huge neighborhoods with tons of homes. You don't want to over improve your home to where you have the top of the line granite and the top of the line cabinets and the extended patio and all of these things that you may want. But then when you go to sell, if you've over improved your home, the value may not be there for another buyer. So just something to think about. And that's something that I think is really exciting about building your own home, but you got to kind of like keep it in the realm of resale possibilities. And that's something where I feel like agents are really helpful with.
Yeah.
So.
And even on the initial construction, I've been involved with transactions where the builder actually says, no, we can't add any further upgrades to the property because it's not going to appraise. And so they know what they can expect, not to get too far in the weeds with appraisals. But Sandra, you can talk about that.
Cool. Well, Sandra does want to talk about getting an inspection.
Fun. So inspections are highly recommended while you're under contract. Of course, they can't be done until the home is completed. So once completed, then you can schedule your inspection. I always recommend a third-party inspection on a brand new home because even builders make mistakes, right? It might be small mistakes, but there are mistakes sometimes. So having that third-party inspection is peace of mind, and it's going to be worth it in the long run. So yeah, that's getting an inspection. Of course, the benefits of buying new construction too is that during each phase of construction, you do get a walkthrough. So, when before in construction, you should be talking to the construction manager. And then as, before drywall hits, you should walk through the house. And then once it's done, one more walk after electrical, and then you'll have inspection. So lots of walks of your brand new home prior to it even being done.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And something I would say that Sandra kind of touched on there, if you do get involved in the process early enough, you could actually opt for phase inspections. So that would encompass a foundation inspection, a pre-drywall inspection, and then, as Sandra mentioned, the final inspection. And one thing that builders love to say is you don't need to get the property inspected. It's a brand new home and the city already inspected it. Well, if you go into a new construction community where they have 100 new homes being built, I can guarantee you that a city inspector is not setting foot in every one of those homes. Maybe they'll do 2 or 3 of each floor plan, but they just don't have the time and resources to really inspect each property in a detailed manner.
Yeah, for sure. And I think one of the greatest things about new construction, once you do that final inspection, once the house is completely done, as Sandra was saying, you get your final inspection done, and basically you take that report You print it off and you hand it to the builder. They look it over and they're going to fix the majority. I wouldn't say every single item on that report, but the majority of things on that report. So that's something that you don't get in a resale transaction, but that is really very beneficial in a new construction transaction. They will fix pretty much everything on the report. And then after that they fix everything, you'll go and do a blue tape walk to make sure that everything has been fixed. You can have an inspector come back out if you'd like. But yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity to ensure that you're getting a top-notch home.
Yeah, sure. And just to piggyback on that quickly, some of the longest inspection reports we've received are on new construction homes. So you have to get the home inspected.
Yes, for sure. One thing too, I had a client that bought new construction, and this is something that was interesting to me. She said that they actually brought lamps into the house and turned them on because with the overhead lights, all you see is like the paint looked fine, but when they brought in the lamp and put it like on the floor and turned it on with a change in light, there were actually issues with the paint that the builder ended up fixing prior to them moving in. And they wouldn't have known that until they had moved all of their stuff in, and then getting it repainted would have been terrible. So the builders will definitely do what they need to do to make the home move-in ready for you and top notch. But if there are issues, there are often warranties involved with a new construction home. Sandra, can you touch on these?
Yes. So I love asking this question to home builders because I think this is such a huge perk for buyers to take advantage of the warranty on a brand new home. So typical warranty out there is called a 1-2-10 warranty. And basically what that means is for the first year that you're in the home, the builder will come back after that first year and fix any type of cosmetic defects. If you're meticulous like me, then you're probably going to notice every little nail pop or, crack. And those are just, normal cracks because there's a live load in the house now. And you have that perk. You get to call the builder back, they'll come back and take care of it. Now, if it's a 2-10 warranty, that means that 2 years into owning the home, the builder will cover what is like considered mechanical items. So remember, first year is more of cosmetic items. You have a 2-year warranty for your mechanical items, such as pipes, ductwork, electrical, and things like that. So if something goes wrong, use the warranty, and that'll back you on repairs, replacements. And that'll be all covered in the warranty. Now, the last thing is that 10. So 1-10 is a 10-year on your structural components of the home. And that would probably include like foundation, flooring systems, wall structures, and all that stuff. So very good benefits and perks about buying a new construction home is that you get to reap the warranty. I think that's great.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Very fantastic. No. Cool. So yeah, that's what we've got as far as just kind of our top 5 tips. So again, make sure you're doing your research as far as builders go. Understand the difference in inventory versus completely building your own home. Understand what upgrades are, what's considered standard. Do an inspection, do multiple inspections if you're able to. We are able to provide you with inspectors that are able to assist you with both phase inspections and final inspections. And then finally, make sure you understand what type of warranty you are getting. So all of those are very important when you are purchasing new construction. As I said earlier, we probably have 3,500 tips for new construction, but these are the top 5 that we felt were most important to kind of get out there in the world on Facebook. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below. But Nikki, Sandra, Ryan, do you have anything else that you wanted to add or talk about as far as new construction that we might not have already covered?
As I'm sure you guys guessed, I did have something else to say.
Really?
So after I got done talking about inventory homes versus, picking your own lot, one thing I really should have included is time frame. What is your time frame to move into the new home? That is going to have a major impact on whether you can choose an inventory home or choose your own lot and then wait the 5 to 6 months perhaps until the home is completed. So definitely something that Nikki and Sandra can help you decide if you're thinking about going the new construction route.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for your additional input. Do you have any additional input to add?
How much time do we have?
Well, I think the internet shuts down at about 7:30, so you would only have a few more minutes left.
We have like a commercial break coming up.
Snack break, and then Ryan's real estate stories.
Musings.
Yeah. Story time with Ryan. Deep thoughts with Ryan Steer.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Not so deep.
Your words, not mine. Cool. No, if you guys have any questions about new construction homes, please feel free to drop in the comments or shoot us a DM. Both Nikki and Sandra's information is on the screen right over here. I'm finally pointing in the right direction. So right over to you'd point to your left, guys. Right over here on the screen. Feel free to DM them. Give them a call, shoot them a text, email, and they can help you out with a new construction home. And again, we've got information on the home buying process on YouTube. Bunch of videos. They're about a minute long each, just with information on the home buying process. But yeah, that's I think is all that we had as far as content goes. So yeah, hope that you all have a safe and happy 4th of July. And stay home and
stay away from each other.
Yeah, and that's all we've got. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll chat with you soon.